Testing, testing, testing. Trying some new settings on my microphone and trying to play a little relaxing music before we start this off. Yes, I started this live stream just to get something going, get a little chat going about what's going on around the Australian Open, the controversy, the things the media is not picking up. So far, what I've been catching, it's looking like a disaster. I mean, this thing started off bad. It's going rough, and in the end it's going to be stained. At least that's where I feel. I'll be shooting off some opinions here. Hopefully some more people get in here and they get the chat going, get some back and forth going, go over some articles, we'll go over Medvedev getting booed, and Tennis Australia making bad moves here and there. What a freak show. Well, yeah, another thing. Happened to catch a little bit of the Nadal match with Dennis, and and that little controversy where they got together at net. That's pretty interesting. You know, a lot of people think Dennis has a point. A lot of people think Nadal is just being Nadal, and does he get special treatment? I think he does. He does take a while to cross over, get the towel off, do all his OCD rituals. You know, he's up there, so they're gonna let him push it to the limits. And Dennis is having the match of his life. He's all riled up, and good on Dennis for not just shrinking, and he stood up for himself. He made a statement. I don't care if Nadal's on the other side. I'm trying to play my match here. I'm ready to serve. He's not ready. It's bugging me. So he spoke up, Heat of the moment. That shows that, he's got respect for Nadal, but not gonna let Nadal push him around with his little antics. And Nadal playing off like, oh, what's the matter? I don't understand. What's the matter? You know exactly why Dennis is upset. If you can't hear him yelling at the ref, then you're hard of hearing. But you know exactly, because other people get upset. Not many people speak up about it. Kyrgios is one that calls Nadal out on his time wasting. And Nadal in that heat and getting pushed around a little bit by Dennis. Yeah, he needed to catch his breath, and that's an advantage to Nadal. here checking out Twitter, and the other day, Tennis Australia, the officials at the stadium made some spectators change their shirts because they had "Where is Peng Shui" written on it. Apparently, they said that that's a political shirt and it wasn't allowed according to rules. People made a little video of the officials telling them that they need to take off their shirt or hit the bricks, and I think they finally did take off the shirts or change them. And now Tennis Australia has reversed its call because they received relentless criticism. I guess they did confiscate the "Where is Peng Shui" shirts from the spectators. So now, apparently, they reversed, and you're allowed to wear your "Where is Peng Shui" shirts at the Australian Open now. The Peng Shui story is pretty big. I mean, the WTA pretty much said no tournaments in China until they know Peng Shui is safe, and it's been real suspect the way they've been trying to show proof that she's safe, and it basically looks like a hostage situation and some re-education going on over there, which is not good. Yeah, it's not really a bizarre disappearance. China does what China does. It's a disappearance. Those people don't play. Apparently, people claiming that the t-shirt's not allowed because it embarrasses the Chinese government, and apparently there's $100 million sponsorship deal with the Chinese company at the Australian Open. So Australian Open, Tennis Australia was going to protect its money, but protecting your money by trying to muffle the question of "Where's Peng Shui," that's a tightrope that they apparently backflipped on. Now it's okay, when a couple of days ago it wasn't okay. Not a good look. I mean, didn't they think of this? Didn't they see this? Apparently, they got bad judgment over there with the whole Novak debacle. Telling him he could come, or showing him he could come, it's all good. And then the federal government saying, "Whoa, wait a minute. Your papers aren't in order. We don't like that you're unvaxxed. And you could persuade some Australians to, riot? Go against the government?" Just by his mere presence, apparently. At least that was the official reason for his final deportation. Hey, Pipe Pete, you're watching tennis for the first time ever. Guess why? Yes. Well, tennis in general, because all these lockdowns, they say, has sparked a 40% boost. And I've seen it on the local courts. I've seen it in lessons that I picked up. A lot of new people are turning into tennis to play. And if you play, you tend to watch. So I wonder if you're watching because of Novak or all the other controversies. And do you play? That's pretty interesting. If this stuff gets people to pick up a racket and ball, I guess it's a good thing. I had a lot of new students. They just want to start playing. Teenagers, Ah, the special Ks. That was a wild, wild scene. I'm mixed about it because it goes a little bit too much, but like my friend says, it's gold for tennis. You know, Nick, he's a talented player and he mixes it up. And sometimes he goes a little too far, like, oh. But then tennis needs something like that. You can't deny tennis needs a foot in the ass to get it going. And doubles, even though doubles is what is played recreationally like 80% of the time because of court cost and socializing, but doubles professional is kind of dry. It's kind of boring, the professional doubles. They try to speed it up by changing the score. Instead of 3 sets, they put like a third set tiebreaker, which picks up the pace. But when you get action like was had with the special Ks, that does bring eyeballs and new players. So I guess it's good, even though it's a little bad. You got it. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see what's going on with Daniel Medvedev. He's booed for saying Novak Djokovic inspired him for an epic comeback win at the Australian Open. Oh man, he always gets into it with the crowds. Got into it with the US Open crowd. Yeah, you know, they push his buttons, he likes to push buttons back. And it kind of works out for him because he's a good player. Crowds boo him, but then they give him respect and they kind of like him for standing up, you know, especially New York US Open crowd. And Australian Open crowd, I don't know. Everybody likes a bad boy, so I guess he's going to be the new bad boy. And it's funny, his interview here with Jim Courier. I'll probably get a strike, maybe the music, mask it. Let's see what it says.
Like you needed to make.
Tough to say also because I was not playing my best and Felix was playing unbelievable, serving unbelievable. He was, you know, he was all over me, to be honest, all over the place. I didn't really know what to do, so I was like, actually, yeah, I don't know if people are gonna like it, but I told myself what Novak would do.
The old, what would Novak do play?
It wasn't really a total boo. I mean, those are the people sticking around to listen to the interview, so they got to be a little bit interested in what he has to say. But what would Novak do? It reminds me of the South Park episode, or the South Park movie. What would Brian Boitano do, the ice skater? I think that was a little song medley. Pretty funny. Should look it up. What would Brian Boitano do?
Like you needed to make.
Tough to say also because I was not playing my best and Felix was playing unbelievable, serving unbelievable. He was, you know, he was all over me, to be honest, all over the place. I didn't really know what to do, so I was like, actually, yeah, I don't know if people are gonna like it, but I told myself what Novak would do.
The old, what would Novak do play?
yeah, so I'll try to catch the tennis tonight. For me, it runs pretty late in the night. Then you want to finish the matches, but man, you're gonna pay for it at work in the morning. I wonder if tonight the Special K's and Nick Kyrgios doubles match is on tonight. Wonder what the ref is gonna do with his antics. I mean, it really was a lot going on in that match, and I only caught the start of the second set on, and he's riling up the crowd when the referee's trying to quiet the crowd. The crowd is cheering and making noise during the serves of the opponents, which kind of sucks, but the way they handled it was pretty good. Apparently Venus, the opponent, was once Nick Kyrgios' doubles partner, I believe, and he didn't have a lot of good things to say about him the next day. He said that Nick has the mentality of a 10-year-old, and and that no wonder he hasn't reached his full potential as a tennis player. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, Nick was getting that crowd to give him a really hard time during that match. You know, gamesmanship, using the crowd to your advantage, yes, but when it starts interfering with your service motion, and then you can't blame the guy when you're trying to toss for the serve and somebody's making noise. You're not used to that. So he did a false toss and recorded a couple times. Then Nick Kyrgios was complaining about that. I mean, see, this is why I have a love-hate relationship with Nick Kyrgios. You know he's good for tennis. I know he brings eyes and new people to the game and makes it entertaining. But he goes too far. Too far. You know, that smash that he hit on that dead ball, and it goes into the crowd and apparently hits that kid. He starts crying. You know, that's... Boy, if Novak did that, they would have thrown him in jail for assault. But Nick, he goes to his tennis bag, gives him an off-the-shelf tennis racket, and everybody's like, oh, Nick's a good guy. He's such a good guy. You know, the referee's sitting there saying nothing because he knows if he says anything to Nick and gives them a penalty, there probably would have been a riot in that freaking stadium. I mean, they're serving alcohol there. I mean, supposedly COVID's running rapid. Supposedly you're supposed to be wearing your mask. Hardly anyone was wearing a mask, and they're yelling and screaming constantly. So what's the point of mask mandates where your mask ain't gonna save you in an atmosphere like that? And then you can't wear a Peng Shui t-shirt, but you could drink crazy beers, hoot and holler. It was nuts. It was nuts. I wonder if they're really gonna clamp down on that, and we shall see. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little live here, working on my transitions and getting used to this software. Hopefully I'll have more interesting stuff to talk about, and I'm gonna try to invite some friends on here and to liven this up. So if you're passing by, thanks for coming. If you caught this after the fact, thanks for watching. Consider liking, consider subscribing, and I'll see you around. Thanks for watching.